Hey guys. In the words of one of the most famous speakers, I'm gonna say, hello family. I hope you guys are good. Yeah, let me just pin the comment. So we are doing a reflection session. This one is going to be long, so if you're joining, grab your pen and paper. But if you set goals at the beginning of the year, if you didn't, among us, you'll have to set goals for the rest of the year. Anyways, hi guys, thank you for joining. Okay, guys, I'm tired. 1, 2, I'm actually a bit late because today in my life has been busy. You know, like I'm poster a video of me jumping on what's this thing called, a trampoline, and was as in like I'm choosing happiness over the flames that life is showing me lately, because wow, it's been a lot. Anyway, for today's video I have got some notes. Beginning of this year we had our first ever event. It was a vision board event where we gathered a few ladies who were able to come through, and we sat down in a park. I think it was in Botanical Gardens in Durban, and we all discussed like how to do a vision board. We showed them how to set goals, how to do an action plan, how to prepare your own vision board, and basically we shared the why it's important to have a vision board. So the main goal after the event was to have another meetup session in June to just reflect on how far they've come with their goals, and like what are the things that they've been able to achieve that's on the vision board, and what are they working on, and what hasn't worked, what have they removed from their vision board. Unfortunately, with my life getting busy and everyone else's life getting busy, we just couldn't find time to meet up again. So we tried doing it online, but that didn't work also. So I decided to do a live where anyone who is available can join in, and I'm also going to save it on my YouTube channel as well as on my Instagram page, so that you guys can take the notes and basically be able to adjust your action plan if you need to adjust the action plan, your goals, or whatever the case may be. So let us begin. So the first thing I want to just talk about is, why is it important to do your reflection? This applies to reflecting on your year, but you can actually use the same analogy for reflecting like on a daily basis, or like every week or every month in your life. So 3 things. Reflecting gives you one perspective. So if you do your yearly reflection, you will be able to see where you are and how far you've come. Because remember, at the beginning of the year, we all set goals. We all have New Year's resolutions, and with those goals, you obviously have things you want to have done by a certain period of time in the year, maybe in the next 3 months, the next 6 months, and then when you're sitting now, over 6 months later, you'll have the opportunity to say, okay, fine, these are the things that I wanted to be able to do. Have I done them? What's the progress on getting them done? And where am I now? The second one is basically, you'll always be able to see where you stand. So you'll be able to know was like where you are now, and you'll be able to also appreciate how far you come. Another thing it helps you with is giving you clarity. I feel like in life gets so busy that we sometimes just like, our brains are just like too occupied and our lives are just too busy, and sometimes we just basically just follow through our habits, good or bad, and we don't really focus on like having a clear vision and a clear understanding of what exactly is happening in your life and what are you working on, what are you not working on, how are you growing, and all of that jazz. So those are the three things that reflecting on your goals will give you. So you can do this every 3 months or every 6 months, or I would suggest every 3 months, so that you have an idea of how far you are and you can just continue working and pushing through for your goals. The next thing is basically, how do you go about doing that? It's very, very simple. One, you need to review your goals, and then you need to reflect on your goals, and then review your action plan, and then obviously make adjustments where needed. The first thing is, at the beginning of the year, you did your vision board or you set your goals for the year. So go back there and tick off all the goals that you've been able to achieve. And then check the ones you haven't been able to achieve, and then decide if they are they still in line with where you see yourself going, like where you are now in the year, or they're no longer fit and you need to let them go. And have the grace and the patience with yourself to let go of things that are important for you to let go, so that you make room for new growth and new developments and new improvement in your life. That's the first thing. So review your goals and tick off all the ones that you have achieved, and then review your action plan. When you're reviewing your action plan, you're basically saying, okay, fine, all the goals that you've written out, you take those off. You always scratch out the systems that you had put in place to try and achieve those goals. So now you are reviewing your action plan or the system. So you're checking now if the systems that you have in place, are they still going to help you to achieve your goals the way that you had intended, or like at the time frame that you had intended, and basically you review that. Always remember that you must give yourself enough grace to say, okay, fine, you have really pushed so hard, but unfortunately there have been circumstances that haven't been with you, that have been against you throughout the whole process. That's why you haven't been able to achieve a goal number 1 or goal number 2. But also just focus on that vision, focus on making sure that you put in all the work and you change your habits if you have to, in order to achieve that particular goal that you are gunning for. And then once you've done all of that, you need to just reflect and see if, as I said, like if your goals that you have for the rest of the year, are they still in alignment with your purpose and in alignment with who you are becoming? And if they are not, it's okay to let them go. It's okay to say, okay, fine, bye, let's take you off and let's add new goals for the rest of the year. Then the next thing I want to discuss is basically what I learned this year after doing my vision board and everything was that the most important thing about goal setting and starting a new routine and trying to break old habits and building new habits is basically identifying your identity. You always need to understand who you want to become or who you are becoming, in order for you to be able to then try and maneuver and adjust your life according to the person that you see yourself becoming. This is very, very, very important. It's like a very, very vital thing. If, for example, let's say for myself, I want to be at a level Nomdeni and Amanda Dambuza, where I am an influential business leader, I am a speaker, like it's particular events, and maybe I'll lecture, maybe like every once in a while, maybe for optometry or business, whatever the case may be. And at some point, I do want to be able to write my own book. So the person that I have, that girl, that like powerhouse, power woman, who has it all figured out, type of vibe, even though I know you never really always have it figured out, but that type of growth in my career, that's what I want. But I also want to have flexibility, to be able to spend time with my family, to be able to spend time with my spouse. Should we decide to have kids later on, to be able to spend time with my kids and be able to be there for them as they grow. So because I know the person that I want to become, it's easier to go back a few steps down the ladder and say, okay, fine, this is where I am now. These are the characteristics of the person that I want to become, and this is what I need to change in my current self to try and mimic my future self, so that eventually you become your future self. So that is very, 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 very important. So please, always understand when you're setting goals or you're doing your vision board, you are building a future you. So you are building the person that you want to become, and you're working to try and make sure we'll see the characteristics that you currently have, the habits that you have, the routines that you have align with the person that you want to become, so that you will start walking in those steps. Right. So I just want to share my thoughts for the year. I have had, I wouldn't say a great year, but I've had a good year because I'm an optimistic person. I have been dealing with loss. I think I've lost about two people this year. Relatives who passed on, and it wasn't easy. I will be talking about that on my next video, which is probably going to go up on Sunday or next week Thursday. But I learned that like navigating grief and loss is not easy. It's, guys, it's not for the faint-hearted, honestly. Like, and allowing yourself to heal and allowing yourself like a safe space to feel is not always the easiest, and sometimes you don't want to feel the raw feelings and you don't want to deal with the raw feelings, but unfortunately, in order for you to heal properly, at some point you're gonna have to handle that. But apart from dealing with loss, I have learned to appreciate people around my life. I have amazing friends, I have an amazing family, I have an amazing partner, and they have been there to support me with my goals and my dreams, and with me becoming the person that I am becoming, and I am super, super grateful for that. Like, this year taught me to just be grateful, and just be present and be intentional and all of that, and I am loving that part. I'm like basking in that support and that love. It's amazing. It truly is amazing. And the one thing that I want like to just highlight is that I am so grateful for progress. Last year I interviewed Upa, and he said, when I asked him, was like, what are you grateful for? He said, I'm grateful for progress. And like, when I went back home after that interview, I was like, damn, sometimes we get so caught up in the next big thing that we want in our career that we forget to celebrate where we are at the moment. Because if you think about it, where you are now is where you wanted to be 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And the fact that you are there now, it means you have put in the work, and you must learn to appreciate yourself and to celebrate yourself. I'm like I'm a big fan of rewarding myself. So every once in a while I'll take myself on a dinner date, on a solo date. I will do like an over-the-top self-care day, just to like pamper myself and make me feel good and all of that. So it's very, very important to understand to where you are now is where you wanted to be 3-4 years ago, and to be able to appreciate the level that you are in at your life now, to be able to be intentional and enjoy your journey going forward. Because remember, success is, and as much as obviously you want to basically achieve those big goals, but you must enjoy the process and enjoy the journey. Because if you don't, by the time you reach that goal, it's like, at what cost? Because you didn't really enjoy yourself throughout the journey. It will become hard, trust me. I'm there. Like, if I could tell you the problems I have now, like, you wouldn't even believe me. But I'm enjoying my process. I decided it was, what, whether it's stressful times, whether it's dealing with this, dealing with that, and dealing with slow growth, and dealing with suppliers, and dealing with my mental health, and dealing with my heartbreaks, and dealing with my loss, and dealing with whatever it is, I have decided to be present, allow it to sink, allow myself to feel it, and allow myself to let it go. Because I understand what this season is not gonna last forever. It's a season where I'm gonna flourish proper. But for now we are grinding, so it's fine. Like, I've made peace with that, and I'm enjoying my process, and it's been good. In as much as tough, rough, but with every challenge, I've decided to just try and identify a lesson or two that I could learn from it, and then apply that going forward in my life. So the last thing I want to just say is that one, when you are doing your yearly reflection, review your goals and reflect on your action plan, and then restructure and rebuild for the rest of the year. With that said, I have one quote that I live by that just always keeps me grounded and always reminds me, Uguti, you know what, okusalayo kuzolunga. So this quote says, everything is always working out for me. It's a quote by Oprah Winfrey, and it basically means that even if the house is burning down, as long as I'm still alive after that accident, kuzolunga, kuzohlangana, and everything will be better. Yeah, I love you guys absolutely a lot. Please give this video a huge thumbs up and let me know if you had a vision board this year that you are working on and how far you are. And then of course, if you guys have any questions with regards to how to do a proper reflection, if you feel like there's things you didn't understand with this session, feel free to drop me a DM and I'll be able to assist you guys. If you need any help with your journaling journey, I'm here, I'm your girl, and I'll be able to assist you. I love you guys absolutely a lot. Don't forget to subscribe, to follow my channel on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube, and of course share this video with the family and friends so that we can all learn and grow together. Remember, at the Mentorship Corner, we aim to educate, empower, and to have a lasting positive impact to each of our viewers' lives. I love you guys. Bye.